Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to talk to you today about an ongoing issue I have. I was terminated from my employment by my manager, who also psychologically harassed me. I have the case now at the Cnesst. Um, but presently at the Cnesst, I am facing a lot of issues with them because one of the agent that is involved in my case has a conflict of interest um, with my employer. So I filed a complaint against her, and what's happening is I'm facing a lot of roadblock. I'm facing a lot of roadblock from her, the person that I filed a complaint to, plus the agent and plus the managers and everyone who's involved. Nobody seemed to want to listen to your case. Nobody seemed to want to take you seriously with any concerns you brought forward. You always met with questions. What do you have to say? Um, it's just this ongoing battle of trying to get your case heard. You end up speaking to agents that are not qualified in what they're saying, are not knowledgeable, do not live in a multicultural area. So you have these people that you're talking with have no idea what you're going through, and so automatically they come up with a sort of idea that they're going to stop you in your track, because you know what, the system is not on your side. The CNES is there to help people like me who worked in an environment where there is no union. So the CNES took the place of the union um, to represent people like me. But this is not what's happening. The CNES is working with the employers or this institution to block you to walk on from moving forward with your case. So you're always fighting an uphill battle. And this has been just going on for, I'm quite sure, for years. But it's hard for me to continue to take this abuse. I have to fight back. Employees are doing what they want to you. You put so much work and effort into your jobs. You sacrifice so much. You put your life on the line every day, and all you've been meeting with is abuse. And when you go to a system, the CNES that's supposed to help and protect you, they to turn around and abuse you. So there is this constant battle of being abused. Where is this going to end? Or when is it going to end? When is somebody going to take my case and say, hey, let me hear her. Let me hear what she have to say, without them being biased and taking the side of the other one and thinking the other one is right. It's like there is a cohesion of these people to exclude minority from everything, from not taking them seriously. It's the worst thing to not be to be heard and taken seriously. And I want the government to start taking people seriously and stop dismissing them and think what they're saying is not legible. You know, it's wrong. It's wrong. Um, you have an agent that's have conflict of interest, that have don't have your interest in heart, that's misrepresenting you, that's not giving you the correct information, that saying things that discourage you. They're not based in what they're saying on facts. Trying to protect their fellow co-workers if they do something wrong. It's just this constant cycle of abuse for somebody like me trying to go against a system that's there to protect me and to inform me of my rights. This is all institutionalized. And how do we break this institutionalized, I would say, racism, misinformation, individual doing as they want and not following the law. They're basing the law on how they feel or how they hear you, the voice of the person, or what color you are, what country you are, your economic status, um, where you work. I mean, when you call a government agency like the CNES to help you, I get the feeling that because they hear my voice, they're going to make their decision based on that and not what's based on the law, what's written. And this is what's wrong. And I think that's where a lot of the institutionalized racism come from. It comes from the workers who do things the way they want to do it, not based on the law. And in many cases, they do not find in favor of the minorities. I want to hear more and see more minorities when I call into a government agency. Not the same old kind there with the same narrative, reading from the same book, in the same circle. I need to hear diversity when I call in. I want to hear to speak to an agent who's going to say, yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. Not saying that she has to side with me, but of course she has to hear the case that I'm going to bring forward. But she know where I'm coming from, so she can base her decision based on where I'm coming from. But when you have a bunch of people that don't know the issues of minorities or live 10, 20 miles away, never come into contact with a minority, making decision on your behalf, I mean, this is not acceptable at all. So all of this has to change, and the government has to change the way they treat minorities. I'm speaking on my behalf as a minority. I don't know how other people are or other races are being treated, but for me, I know that I'm not being treated fairly. Every day is a battle. It's a battle, a battle, a battle. When is it gonna end? I mean, it's sometimes it's so bad. It's meant to destroy you. You know, people gonna say, well, you know what? You're living in a great country. You have everything you need. But if you don't feel you have the laws of the land to protect you, it eats at your soul every day. You can eat good food, you can wear nice clothes, but if when you really need the law of the land to protect you and it's not there to protect you, you don't feel good. You don't feel complete. So I'm asking the government to take serious what I'm saying, take the issues what I'm saying seriously, and enforce the laws that you created that it works equally for everyone. You need to monitor these laws that you're implementing. You need to monitor the employees. Make sure that they're following the law and doing what they're supposed to do and not making decisions by themselves based on how they feel or they experience. They're not there for that. They are there to look at the case, to look at everything, and then make a decision. They cannot make a decision because somebody talked to them and they're friendly and they're happy or they speak in the language that they themselves share. Whether you speak a foreign language, or the language of the land, everybody deserves to be treated fairly. French, English, you deserve to be treated fairly. A case come before you, maybe I speak English and I don't speak very, very well. Maybe my accuser is French or German, whatever. You need to look at the whole case before you make a decision. There is too much bias. There is too much bias. There is too much racism, and people do not want to admit that. They do not want to admit that. They all want to think that everything is perfect and okay. It's not okay. Because there are many people who face abuse every day in the work that just walk away. They get abused by other employees, they get abused by their managers, by residents. They get abused, but they don't want to take on the system. They just say, I'm going to walk away. I cannot deal with it. It's too much for me. And so this continue to happen. This cycle continue to happen. And I can tell you, I'm not the only one going through this. If you speak to many, many people, they're going to share the same experience that I'm sharing today. So, once again, this message is to the government to take the cases that are brought before you seriously and have agents in there that are going to look at your case seriously and not dismiss you based on their own personal perceived perception of the person bringing forth the complaint or the case towards them. Thank you.